Good morning, y'all. It's me. Today, I just brought you out here to the garden with me. I hope that's okay. It's not a very exciting thing to do from the vantage point that I'm getting ready to give you, but hopefully it will be something that we can just chat while I'm getting some things done. Let me point this little thing a little bit further. And I think we'll be okay. I've just brought out a few little plants to get us started. I'm going to plant the sweet peas. As a matter of fact, let me just uncover this a little bit, because I can go back under this shade quite a bit, and I'll have to put some more hoops out here. If you hear all that tractor noise in the background, my family's over there finishing the fencing for the bird lot. That makes me very, very happy. Very, very happy. I like to have them more contained than they have been, because those little guys just get in trouble. My geese just find weird places to nest, and they're kind of really exposed. I don't like that at all. Oops. Run you into things. Let's go ahead and uncover this one and see what's going on under there. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day. It is absolutely gorgeous here. It's supposed to be up to 80 degrees, and I really should have been out here quite a bit earlier. It didn't work. Had quite a few things I needed to do inside this morning. And I made a really big mistake last night too, because I made decaf coffee for everybody until finally about 2 o'clock this morning I realized, you know what? It wasn't decaf. I made regular coffee, and it really did not do anything good for me. Aaron came through about 1:30, 2 o'clock, getting some firewood off the porch, and he saw me in there with my YouTube. I was watching some news on YouTube, and he said, "What are you doing up?" And I said, "Well, that coffee that was supposed to be decaf, it wasn't." He said, "Oh, well, that explains it." He said, "I haven't been able to sleep." So I felt really bad. I kept the whole family up last night, except Hugh. Actually, he takes a medication, a sleeping med, because of his stroke, and so, well, some damage that his stroke caused. So he does have sleep meds when he needs them, and he had taken that. So apparently that overwhelmed the caffeine, which is a good thing. So Huey did get his sleep. Aaron and I did not. Oh well. I told him, I said, just don't trust me to make decaf anymore. My little hoop needs to be sharpened, y'all. I like this thing, but it does need to be sharpened to do its thing. And the only thing, and it's hard to see. Let me see if I can get down close enough for you to see. Can you see this? That's dill. And the dill is just so fine. I need to be careful that I'm not cutting it off when I'm just cutting down these few weeds, because it's tiny yet. when it finally settles in, it will take off for me. And if there's long pauses of quiet, I apologize. I have a hard time talking when I'm actually doing something. I've never been very good at multitasking. I've never understood people that could do that. It's just like, wow, that's like a superpower or something. But anyway, it looks like most of the dill did pretty well and has continued to survive, if not thrive. Hopefully it will thrive in the next bit. I really do need my glasses though, guys, because I can't see what I'm doing out here. And all I'm doing is just basically chopping these little weeds off at ground level. Not really needing to dig them up. Their little roots actually staying in the ground is a good thing, because the soil microbes feed on the roots. And what you see over here are little snapdragons. I tried to leave enough room for them for the little hoop hoe. I might not have been real successful there. I will on the next bunch. So, all right. Well, that's all I'm going to do in here. As these little plants get bigger, I'll be able to tell more easily what I need to do with this hoe. All right, and I can come way back in here. I'll go ahead and cut off. Oops. The only problem with this thing is I really believe I'm not pointing you at what I'm doing. So guys, this is just kind of going to be a talking and you guys listening to me work. All right. Now, when I get down here, maybe you can see a little better what I'm doing. All right. The rest of them I'll just actually pop off with my little shovel there. I'm a little digger. All right. But you see these little dills? It has a little sprout coming out. They look kind of sad, but they do have some sprouts coming out. So I think they'll be all right. All right. Let's go ahead and put in the ground the rest of these snapdragons, and I'm going to give them just a little bit more room between each other, just to make it easier to hoe between them. You see all these little soil blocks? I'm just going to pop them apart. Look at the roots. They actually have been in there almost a minute too long, but they'll be all right. Next year, y'all help me remember to really pay attention to my calendar. I have dates on the calendar if I can remember to pay attention. It's just silly. Just very silly. It's what happens when you're, I don't know, very, very ADD. And let me see if I can move you up a little better. Not only ADD, but menopausal, all those weird things, COVID brain, just the whole 9 yards. Speaking of which, we finally decided that what we had going on last month was COVID. And the reason I have determined that is because I can't taste or smell anything. Now, Hugh and I had COVID. Let me dig that up. Hugh and I had COVID, or I had COVID in June of 2020. That's the first time. And I lost my sense of taste and smell that time around. But then, and it was coming back. I mean, I could taste and smell things pretty well, but nothing really tasted or smelled all that wonderful. This time around, I can't taste or smell anything. I mean, it's almost like the only reason to eat is because you feel hunger pains. But as far as enjoyment, there's nothing. And it's, you know, it's disappointing. It's enjoying eating is just a nice thing. Oh, gracious. But so we did. We had COVID. And it turns out, and some of y'all might want to be aware of this, our neighbor, you've heard me talking about Sean and Teresa. Well, Teresa works, she's a nurse at a local nursing home. Actually, the nursing home my mom spent her last year in. And Teresa said that this new strain of COVID does not show up on a test for the first 4 to 5 days. So that might have been the reason that we tested negative. I don't know. But whatever it was, I'm certain it was COVID. And it was certainly miserable, whatever it was. All right. I wish I had a whole slew of you here helping. We could have a gardening party. You can go in and have some tea afterwards. I hope all of you gardeners out there that your excitement for spring is building. I know some of you are still in cold weather months still until closer to May. And here we're still, you know, we're not exactly warm weather by any stretch. As a matter of fact, we've had some really cold weather the last week even. But it's good enough that with these little covers over top, I can do this with these cold weather plants. This evening, if I'm not totally worn out, we may go up to the graveyard and walk, because everything is getting so green and so beautiful, y'all. It's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. See, that's the problem with this, is if I'm leaning too far, I can't see what I'm doing, and if I'm working right, it's hard to know where to aim it. I guess that probably little gross selfie stick would work better. I'll use it next time. It'll give me a bigger picture of what's going on. I think I told you that I've decided that this black plastic is not my cup of tea. I like playing in the dirt. I like hoeing. I like doing all those weird kind of jobs that maybe a lot of people don't really enjoy. So, and if you do it every day, actually, it doesn't take that long once you get your gardens clean. And as time moves forward, and I've got compost going on every fall, it actually will stay even more clean. And eventually, I hope to have gardens that look like Charles Dowding. If some of you are familiar with him, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with him and you're a gardener, you want to be familiar with him. He is a market gardener out in the UK, and his name is Charles Dowding, Dowding. Look him up. You'll be glad you did. I think that small farms especially will benefit from his type of gardening. Well, actually all farms can, but it can be a little bit intense. I won't even know, guys, until I go in and look at this footage, if you're actually seeing anything that I'm doing. And I apologize for that. If it ends up being you're looking just at the dirt, I do. And our dirt here is clay, red clay, except this, what I'm working in right now, actually has some of the compost. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Some of the compost from the roadbed over there. You brought it in, put it on for me last fall. So it is a little bit less clay feeling. It's beginning to feel more like soil. But we only did this on just the first 9 beds up here. So the rest of them, you'll be able to see when I get down in them how much clay they are. And all of them will be getting compost this fall. But you'll see a lot of gravel in here too, because that is a roadbed over there where all of the cow manure is piled up. And he just went in with the tractor and scooped it. And so he brought me some gravel over here as well. Didn't ask for the gravel, just got that on the side. There's a nice gentle breeze out here today. We've had the windiest weather I have ever experienced here. And I mean, it knocked our power out, which I know that's not necessarily an odd thing, but it just wreaked havoc. Hugh and I've got to go over to the little spring house, our little spring house, and reattach some vinyl that was blown off. And I realized, guys, that just a little bit of wind damage compared to what so many people are experiencing with the tornadoes and just the harsh weather is nothing. And I just want you to know I'm so thankful that we haven't had that kind of weather. So I'm not complaining at all. And I just, anyone that has experienced these harsh weather, the damage from these harsh weather events, my heart just goes out to you. I just hope that that's not what we're going to see all fall, all spring and summer. I've only ever been in a tornado one time. And it was actually after I had met Hugh and I had gone home to work my notice. And because I grew up in Michigan, and I met Hugh when I came down with my mom and dad on vacation. I am the youngest of 5. And so I had, my best friend was getting married in August. We both worked at the same little factory in Michigan. We made voltage regulators for army tanks, or at least that was my job description. And our bosses were 2 elderly brothers, and they were just a little bit cheap. They didn't want to pay anybody to have vacation, so they just laid everybody off for 2 weeks. And my dad, changeover at Ford Motor Company where he worked, was going to be happening at the same time. And my friend Diane and I, we had our 2 weeks planned because, you know, she was getting ready to get married in August, and we knew that our bachelorette days were coming to an end. So we had plans to go shopping and to go play tennis, which we love doing, and go to Kensington Lake and just hang out, and we just had it planned. And my daddy, my hero, said to me, he said, "But honey, this might be the last vacation you ever take with me and your mom." Because he wanted me to come south with him to visit grandparents and aunts and uncles and all that sort of thing. So I couldn't turn my daddy down. I love my daddy. And so I said, all right. So I came with him. Well, it is the last vacation I ever took with him, but that was his fault because that's when I met Hugh. My family are from Haywood County, where Hugh's family are from. And it was at that point in time that I met him, and I met him through my cousin, who was a friend of his, and we were engaged within 6 days. Yeah, but that was 43 years ago this October, y'all. So I guess it was a good choice for both of us. And what I'm putting in here now is actually lettuce. I think it's romaine lettuce. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here beside these little snapdragons, and hopefully they'll be happy together. I hadn't even looked to see if there's any kind of constraint. But anyway, romaine lettuce, we need to give it just a little bit of space. So I'll space it about like I'm spacing these snapdragons. Maybe a little bit closer because I'm running out of bed and I want them all pretty close together. I think the only thing that happens when you plant them close together is they're smaller, and that'll be all right. But I moved down here. Hugh and I met in July, and he came after me. My family gave me a wedding shower in August and moved down here in September, and we got married in October. So anyway, it was a whirlwind. No regrets. But I think I was going somewhere with that story, guys. I definitely got sidetracked. Oh well, walking down memory lane, and I got lost. Oh gracious. All right, if anybody knows what my line of thinking was there, you can remind me in the comments. Tell me what I was doing. Maybe I'll pick it up next time. I told you I couldn't multitask. I can barely do one thing at a time. And I do know that I'll be beginning to start my warm weather plants in about a week. I am not starting them too early this year. That's a given, because last year I started them too late, and these plants that I've got in this garden now, I started too early and I had to baby them for a really long time. I'm not doing that. So I gotta keep up with my little calendar. As a matter of fact, I'm in the process of building a wall calendar, because there's a lot of them out there, but they're not necessarily the plants that I grow, because I want to have my vegetables and my flowers and everything all in one spot. It's pretty easy usually to find the vegetable calendar, but the flower calendar it's not. So I'm making for myself one for zone 6B, 7A, which is I think we're more 7A now, but so that I'll know week to week what needs to be done during that week. And I think that'll just be nice for my brain to have that bit of, there come those crazy critters again, that bit of help. I think Aaron and Corey are building a dog lot up there. They built a dog house the other day. It's really cute. It's very, very funny. It's got a porch on it so that they can sit in the dog house when they want to be outside with their doggies, and that's funny. But anyway, Corey's doggies and Aaron's doggies need to have a slow introduction. Her doggies are older, and she has 2, so they've got to have their own little space when they come over to visit. And maybe one day they'll be able to all be in the same dog yard. I don't know. But in the meantime, they're fixing them a spot where they can have nice shaded area and she doesn't have to leave them at home when she's over here. And that's nice, because I know my doggies wouldn't be happy if I were gone quite a bit. And of course, you know, she works a job and then she's over here some, and they just need to be with her more, and that's a good thing. It looks like my crew came back over. As long as they're quiet, I'll let them stay over. Little boogers. I've got to order some natural fertilizer. I like to use the fish fertilizer. That works really well for me. Now listen, if you're going to come over here, you got to be quiet, okay? I see you, darling. I do. I see you. Hi. You want to come over for some pets? Now, you can't come over here and eat my veggies or my flowers. Oops, I've got you sideways. Let me tighten it up a little bit. Hi, darling. I know. You've got grass on your mouth. You have grass on your mouth. You do. I know. Hello. Hello. And that's his missus right there. She follows him around. She's not nearly as friendly, but she does follow him around. Hey, sweetie. And now I never know when they're going to go from being docile like this to decide they're going to bite me. So I always have to be on the watch out. You know, and you can't have them. They're coming after my veggies or after my flowers. You can't. Or my lettuce. You cannot have my lettuce. Now you think that you're getting sneaky there, huh? You can't. You can't have my lettuce. Nope. Nope, you can't have my lettuce. I have to run you guys back away. I'm not going to trust you to leave my lettuce alone. I'm not going to trust you to leave my lettuce alone. Ryan did bite me the other day. And I picked that little turd up. And I carried him around for at least 5 minutes. And he just didn't like that at all. But he finally stopped carrying on. Just let me carry him. Now listen. You cannot have my... I know you want this lettuce. You're teasing me, aren't you? Uh-huh. You can't have my lettuce. You can't. You can't. No. I guess I'll have to cover it back up right away. I need to water it first, though. I do. I need to water it. I need to water it. You're a sweet boy. You are. Yes, you are, but you still can't have my lettuce. Yeah, go on. Go on. I know. You think you're going to catch me off guard, don't you? Yes. See, look, they're eating grass down there. Go join them and eat some grass. Yes. Go join them and eat some grass. You cannot have my lettuce. That's my lettuce. I might give you some after it's grown. I might. I might. Yes. Where's number 9 at? Is she sitting on a nest somewhere? Is she? Is she sitting on a nest? Is she? I know. I know. I know. I'm going to have to go have Pops cut me some hoops. I am. I am. I am. Yes, you're a beautiful boy. You are. You're such a beautiful boy. You see, hear how high and squeaky his voice is? Oh, there's the other one. I hear her coming. The boys have the real high, squeaky, low voices. And the girls have the low, deep voices. See, they're coming up here. They're gonna take themselves a little nap. Can you see her? She's taking herself a little nap. Yeah, I know, darn it. But you still can't have my lettuce. You cannot. Nope. You cannot have my lettuce. Listen. Don't you? If you come over here and you start eating my lettuce, I'm going to be upset with you. No, come on, baby. You can't. You really can't. I'm not teasing. All right. No, don't make me have to pick you up and carry you away. I'm going to have to pick you up and carry you away. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I knock you down? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to knock you down. But you've got to go that way, baby. You got to go that way. Oops. I keep turning my phone sideways. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I see.